What is going on, YouTube? Welcome back to the channel. Casper's Kicks once again. Appreciate y'all for stopping in and checking out the channel as always. So, it's been a pretty chill week so far in my opinion. Nothing too crazy has dropped. Of course, if y'all saw my last video, I talked about what sneakers were releasing this week and it really wasn't anything crazy going on. Of course, we're still waiting. We're supposed to get like a shock drop last week. Still waiting to hear on when exactly that could happen. That's just going to be one of those things where we're just waiting to see what exactly will drop and when that will drop. Of course, we've heard rumors of what exactly is supposed to be dropping, but we just got to wait and see until whenever that drop does happen, and of course we'll get information there. Also, we're still getting news on releases that are set to drop later this year, so I will talk about a couple releases that we got word of that are set to drop later this year and the daily lace up in the second half of this video. Now, what this video is about. So earlier today, today is the 23rd of January, Sneaker News actually put out a tweet, and the tweet says, rank the first 8 Air Jordans from your favorite to least favorite. So I saw that tweet and I was like, I'll go ahead and tell y'all my ranking of the top 8 Jordans and where I have them ranked. Of course, I'm sure hundreds of people have done this video before, but I've never done it before, so I'm going to give y'all my rankings. And then, of course, I would love to hear where y'all rank the top 8 Jordans, or the first 8 Jordans, how y'all rank them 1 through 8. Of course, everybody's going to have something different just because everybody has their own personal preferences, but it's always cool just to see what people's rankings are and then why exactly they have that shoe where it is. So, like I said, I'm going to give y'all mine. Of course, if you're able to, give me yours in the comments, and then we can discuss, or if you have any questions on why I have something ranked where it is, ask away. I'll try to explain my best why I have stuff exactly where it is on my list, just because, yeah, of course you got to have a reasoning for it. So, starting off, for me, my number 1 Jordan out of the first 8 is the Air Jordan 1. That is my favorite Jordan 1 silhouette out of all of them by far. As y'all see, I have a plethora of ones already behind me. They have, I think for me, the shoe is just so versatile. You can dress it up, you can dress it down. Although for me personally, I don't really dress up the Jordan 1. Normally I have shorts or joggers on, jeans on, something simple, but it's so easy to wear that shoe, and it comes in so many different colors and different varieties and different materials. So for me, I think that's why the Air Jordan 1 is my favorite. Like I mentioned, it's versatile, and there's just so many different things that they have done with the Jordan 1 that I really do like. Colorways have been, I don't want to say great, like in the past there have been some really great colorways. There also have been some kind of slept on colorways in my opinion, or just some that just weren't that good. And that's the other thing with the Jordan 1s. There have been so many different colorways that not everybody likes what you may like. So you have the ability to get something that somebody else may not necessarily have, or that people slept on, and then later down the line they're like, oh, that was actually a really nice color. So that is why the Air Jordan 1 is my favorite. Now, moving to number 2 on my list, that is the Air Jordan 4. Now, of course, y'all have seen the hype, the craze for the Jordan 4 the past couple years. Of course, that used to be like that for the Jordan 1, but it's now switched to the Jordan 4. And so that is the shoe that everybody is going for right now. And that's another shoe that come out with a bunch of different colors, especially lately. It's a great shoe to wear. It's easy to wear. I guess you could dress up honestly, you could really dress up any Jordan however you want to do it, but the Jordan 4, I think, in my opinion, is another one you can dress up, you can dress down, and just with so many different options with that shoe, it's a great shoe. Of course, we've seen collabs with that shoe as well. Union has done collabs on the Jordan 4s. I think I have one right there. And just other celebrities have done collabs. We've seen Travis Scott did his Jordan 4 as well. So there's just been a bunch of different things with the Jordan 4s, but I really do like the Jordan 4. I think it's a great shoe. It's close to the Jordan 1 for me. Like they're almost neck and neck. And that's a shoe that I can understand why the craze is going on for the Jordan 4 right now. Like, I know, of course, we're getting the Jordan 4 Thunders this year, so that's one that I'm looking forward to. And just whatever else ends up dropping this year, Jordan 4 wise, I'll probably end up getting majority, if not everything, that does drop for that shoe. Now, moving to my next shoe, that is the Air Jordan 5. Now, I used to not like the Jordan 5 like that. I used to have like a hater-love relationship with that shoe. I think my first Jordan 5 I got was the Fire Reds that came out maybe like 2013 or something like that. I got them. I got them, and then like later down the line, I really wasn't the biggest fan of them, so I ended up getting rid of them. And then I just, for some reason, started liking Jordan 5s again, and so now I've been buying pairs whenever I can get my hands on them. Of course, I know the Jordan 5 University Blue will be coming out this year. Must cop for me. I love that blue colorway. But the Jordan 5, I think, for me, is growing on me, like I mentioned, and I really like that one now. Alright, so moving on to my fourth shoe on this list, and I feel like for those that have been subscribed to my channel for a while, this may surprise you, but the Air Jordan 3 is the fourth shoe on my list. Now, like I mentioned, if you've watched my channel for a while, y'all know I really am not the biggest fan of Jordan 3s. I never had pairs of them. I never bought pairs, never was interested in pairs of them. I didn't like the shoe like that. And then this past like year, I actually like really started paying attention to Jordan 3s, and they had some really, really nice colorways that came out, and I slowly began to actually like the Jordan 3. So I've got a couple pairs. I think there's one, I got the A1 Munir 3s, the Muslim 3s. So I started buying them. I started liking them. So I guess I can say I'm a fan of Jordan 3s now. That's another, just the silhouette is really nice. Lately, like I mentioned, they've had some really good colorways on that shoe. So when they put the good colorways on there, then it's hard not to like the shoe. I know, like, I copped the Jordan 3 Fire Reds, which was just a white and red, but just a really nice colorway on that shoe. Excuse me. Of course, a lot of people like that colorway as well. So, you know, I've always heard people love 3s. That's some people's most popular silhouette. It's grown on me, so that's all I can say about that one. So, moving on to my fifth shoe, and that is the Air Jordan 6. Now, this one I feel like is a hit or miss for me. Some 6s have really nice colorways, and then others I'll look at and I'm like, I really don't need the shoe. Like, the color is cool, but it's just not a must cop for me in essence. And that's how I feel about a lot of the Jordan 6s. Like, I'll see them and I'm like, oh yeah, that's a really cool colorway, but not one that I necessarily need. So that's why this one is just kind of middle of the pack for me. Once again, not a bad silhouette, just not my favorite. Even on feet, like, it's not a bad look on feet, but I sometimes have a hard time wearing Jordan 6s just because I think, in my opinion, it depends on what I wear. Some things it looks a little weird with, in my opinion, and other things it looks fine. So I think it just kind of depends on what I wear, and then I can kind of determine how I'm feeling about the Jordan 6 at that time. Alright, now moving on, what is this, seventh shoe? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, this is sixth shoe. So number 6, I have the Jordan 2. This is an interesting one. Like, these last 3 are really shoes that I honestly never really worn. Honestly, I didn't own, last year I didn't own any of these last 3. I actually just started buying Jordan 2s last year, and they're not a bad shoe. I feel like the Jordan 2 is hard. It's not a bad silhouette. It's just not the most popular silhouette. They had some decent colors that came out on them last year, which is why I ended up buying them. And then, like, the Jordan 2 Chicago's dropped at the end of the year, and I ended up just passing on that shoe, not even trying to get a personal pair. So that one I feel like is just why it's on. That's why it's on the lower end. I'm just not sure on that one. Like, I guess sometimes it's good, sometimes it's not good, but it's not a shoe that I'm just gonna go out my way and purchase every time that it drops, just because it's liable that I may not wear it. So, like, the other Jordan,
found this on the web.
I don't know what that was. The other Jordan 2s that I have, I haven't been wearing them. So yeah, that one for sure is a hit or miss, more miss for me, especially just because of how they look. I know they've been making a push to put Jordan 2s back out there, but yeah, I haven't seen anything that I really do like that at the moment. Now moving on to the 7th shoe, and ironically this is the Air Jordan 7. This is another one. I don't have any pairs of Air Jordan 7s. I got the Trophy Room 7s last year, and I've been trying to find my size in them so I can actually put them on and see how they look on feet, but I haven't copped any 7s. They had a couple that came out last year. The Citrus 7s came out. I think the Afrobeat 7 as well, Trophy Room 7s like I mentioned, but just nothing has really caught my eye to draw me into that shoe. I had the Jordan 7 Hair 2.0s and just never wore that shoe. I liked it at first, and then after I looked at it longer and longer, I was like, I really don't want this shoe. I'm not going to wear that shoe. So hopefully at some point we get a really good Jordan 7 colorway that I can purchase for myself, put on feet, and actually see how I like. And that may actually increase the Jordans, or move it up on my list of how I have it ranked right now. And then last but not least, I have the Air Jordan 8s. I have never owned a pair of Jordan 8s. Actually, let me think. I don't think I've owned a pair of Jordan 8s. We really don't see Jordan 8s, honestly. Like, we haven't seen a men's Jordan 8 in a while. I know we got a women's pair last year, but they really don't drop 8s like that. I haven't really, like, I know like a lot of older sneakerheads, they love Jordan 8s, but just right now we haven't seen too many Jordan 8s, and honestly, until we start seeing them and I can see some different colors on them, I'm just like, not really too interested in them. So that is my list, my top 8 my top 8 ranking of the first 8 Jordans. Like I mentioned earlier, let me know where y'all's ranking is. How do y'all have your shoes ranked? I'm very curious to see what people's rankings are. Now let's jump into a really quick daily lace up, and this is just two three things that we got. 2 early looks and then an interesting tweet from Sniper Kicks. So starting off, this is from Z, both are from Z Sneakerheads, but this one is of the Air Jordan 12 OG Cherry, which is set to drop this year. It will drop around the holidays of 2023. So if you're interested in the Air Jordan 12 Cherry, if you've been waiting on that shoe, you will have your opportunity to cop at the end of the year. I think I'll probably end up trying to cop these. I have the FIBA 12s, and it's kind of a similar shoe, not exactly the same, but I'll probably still end up trying to get these. And then moving on to the next shoe, in my last video I talked about the Air Jordan 11 that is set to drop this holiday. It turns out we're actually getting another Air Jordan 11 this year, which is similar to what happened last year. We got 2 Air Jordans. One was a women's exclusive, and then we got the main Air Jordan 11 that dropped during the holidays. So the same thing's going to happen this year. So this year's women's exclusive 11 is the Air Jordan 11 Neapolitan, which of course drops holiday 2023, and like mentioned, it is women's exclusive, and I doubt they have extended sizes in them. I'd be curious to see how these look in person. Based off the mock-up, they don't look bad. And the shoe, it's a shoe that I wish I could get for myself, but I'd be curious to see how the ladies take it and then how they'll do later down the line. And then last but not least, this tweet from Sniper Kicks, and it just says, over 10 Jordan Retros sitting at Champs, the sneaker game has officially changed. And of course, this is something that we've seen over the past couple years, Jordan starting to sit in stores. So if you look at what all is on here, we see Jordan 1 True Blues, the Jordan 1, I forgot the name of that green Jordan 1 that dropped last year, but the Jordan 7 Citrus, the Jordan 7 Cardinal, Jordan 9s. We got both Jordan 6s, Red Oreos and Midnight Navies. We got Jordan 5 Easter, Jordan 5 Green Bean. So it's just a whole bunch of Jordans just sitting around, which, like I mentioned, that's nothing new at this point. If it's not a super hyped up shoe, it's probably not going to sell out. So that is what it is. That's the nature of the game right now. But that is everything that I have for y'all. Let me know how y'all feel about this sneaker sitting and the early looks, and then of course your ranking on the first 8 Jordans. But as always, appreciate y'all for stopping in. Go subscribe to the channel, hit that like button, turn on the notification bell. Ooh, Lord. So you can stay up to date when I post new content. As always, I should have a couple early reviews on the way, so I will drop those whenever I get them. But hopefully y'all stay safe and stay blessed, and I'll catch y'all in the next video.